Hey guys, Metal Viking 82 here, back to show us some more plunder that I've acquired over the last little while. Got a nice little stack of stuff to show here. I've had these for a while, and I'm just not finally getting around to showing it. I'm kind of behind on showing all the stuff that's been slowly coming in the mail. The first four all came from eBay over several different transactions, and the first two, in fact, were from the same band, and that is the Amboy Dukes featuring Ted Nugent with their self-titled debut and the follow-up album Journey to the Center of the Mind. And yeah, if you're not familiar with this band, they are a hard rock slash psychedelic rock band from Chicago, later relocating to Michigan, that were around from 1964 to 1975. And they later transitioned into Ted Nugent's solo band, essentially. But yeah, starting off, you have their debut self-titled, released in 1967 on Mainstream Records. And honestly, this here reminds me a lot of The Doors. So if you like The Doors and bands like that, you would probably dig this. And then you have their second full-length album, which again came out on Mainstream Records, this time in 1968, and it's actually the first album to feature all original songs. Most of the debut was cover songs, and this one actually has, as I said, all original songs written by Ted Nugent and guitarist and vocalist Steve Farmer. Still another really good album, though. Next up, Rebel Meets Rebel. Yeah, this essentially is a country metal band, or should I say a project, that featured three-fourths of Pantera, basically everybody except for Phil Anselmo, and outlaw country legend David Allan Coe. They got together over a period of time and recorded these songs. I think it said it was sporadically recorded between 1993 and 2003, and then it was posthumously released in 2006 on Vinnie Paul's own label, Big Vin Records. And yeah, I gotta say, I really dig this. It's a different kind of a listen, basically having an outlaw country singer over basically Pantera playing, you know, that groovy style metal that they play, and even throwing in some country stuff. The last track on here, New York City Streets, is really cool because from what it says in the book, it was just a spur of the moment thing. You know, Dimebag started playing his acoustic, and then David Allan Coe just started, you know, rattling off lyrics off the top of his head, and they recorded it. And then later on, Dime went ahead and overlaid some guitar solos and stuff like that. But yeah, definitely check this out. If you're a fan of Pantera, you've probably heard this. If not, I would definitely try to track down a copy. Next up, and the last of the eBay lot, Judas Priest, Point of Entry. Priest really needs no introduction, to be honest with you. This is their 8th full-length album. This here is actually the 2001 UK remaster with the original artwork, and that was the main reason that I bought this, because I do have Point of Entry already, the remastered edition, and I want to say I might actually have an original pressing CD, but I have just always loved this cover more than the ones that we got here in the US, so when I saw this on eBay for a decent price, I had to pick it up. Next up, Fit for a King with The Path. And just another great album from this band, I have to say. They are basically a metalcore band based out of Tyler, Texas. They've been around since 2007. This is their 6th full-length album. Just came out last year on Solid State Records. And I didn't get this in time really to listen to it enough to see if it would have made my year-end list, but I have gotten to listen to it a few times, and really good stuff. Next up, had a cassette of this. I had to get the CD. It was so damn good. This is Skeletal Remains with their latest album, The Entombment of Chaos. Great album cover. And yeah, death metal band out of California, been around since 2011. This is their 4th full-length album, put out just last year on Century Media Records. This features Charles Corrin, who is formerly of Golgotha. He's also in Funebrarum on session drums here, though Pierce Williams from Enigmatum, Torture Rack, etc. took over full-time duties on drums for this band, so I'm really looking forward to their next release, just so I can hear Pierce just like absolutely tear it up with these guys. But yeah, this is a killer album. I definitely recommend checking it out. Next up, another one that I had a cassette of, and I had to get a CD as soon as I found out there was a CD version. That is Cryptworm with their debut EP, Reeking Gunk of Abhorrence. And yeah, that just is filthy. And the music on here is equally as filthy. Yeah, death metal band from the UK, been around since 2014. As I said, this is their debut EP, put out last year on Pulverized Records. And if you love just some down, dirty, filthy sounding death metal with, you know, anti-Bowman style vocals, then this is for you. Definitely go check this out. Next up, another one that I got late in the year last year, and having gotten a chance since the new year to really listen to it a little bit more. This probably would have made my year-end list, but again, I didn't have as much time to really listen to it as I'd like to decide that. And that is the new Necrophobic album, Dawn of the Damned. And I gotta tell you, their last couple of covers have been really awesome. But yeah, death slash black metal band out of Sweden, been around since 1989, so these guys are definitely veterans. Ninth full-length album put out just last year, as I said, on Century Media Records, and just another solid release from these guys. I have honestly not heard a really bad Necrophobic album at all. Next up, Empyrean Fire with their debut, Deliverance. And if you're not familiar with them, they are a kind of symphonic slash atmospheric black metal band out of Portland, Oregon. Not sure when they actually formed, though. It's been within the last couple of years, I think. I mean, maybe even just last year. I don't know. I couldn't really find out any information on that for some reason. But yeah, this is their debut full-length album put out on Heavy Gloom Productions just last year. And this features Jason York from Eternal Valley. That's where most people will know him from, on vocals, guitars, bass, and drum programming. And Trisha Myers on vocals. So this is actually her debut recording with anybody. And Brian Rush from Enigmatum and about a million other bands handling vocals and synth. And this is such a great listen. It's really hard to describe the sound of this, but definitely check it out if you're a fan of atmospheric black metal. And speaking of Oregon bands, another one that I actually did a review of, I had a cassette, finally got the CD directly from the band. That is Luctum with their debut album, Ashes of the Titans. And yeah, I did a review of this, so if you want my full thoughts on it, definitely go check that out. But in brief, this is an atmospheric black metal band from Portland, Oregon. Been around since 2014. Put out last year on cassette by Witch Hand Productions, and Morbid Chapel Records handled the CD. And yeah, this sounds great. Even the cassette sounds great, but yeah, I love having the CD version of this because I can listen to that just about anywhere compared to my cassette. But yeah, excellent black metal. Go check that one out. And yeah, that is going to do it. Thank you guys so much for watching and subscribing. I got a ton more stuff to show. Just whenever I get the chance, and I got a lot of stuff coming in that is finally slowly trickling in as the mail gets back to order. But yeah, thank you guys so much. And until next time, stay brutal.